Allow me to introduce myself to you. My name is Mercy Langston. It used to be Mercy Hammer until I was adopted. The Langston, they did more than adopt me. They changed my life. They may even have saved my life. I learned to survive and depend on myself. I had no choice. Not until the Langston moved into my neighborhood and everything changed into sunlight, breaking through an ending storm. Dad, you really shouldn't be sleeping like this. It's not good for you. He hasn't been sleeping well lately. I worried about his health. I think he may be spending too much time in the past. I see you brought out that photo of me again. Do you remember that day? The day we first met?
You were so young. A precious jewel hidden in a very dark place. I remember you followed me around the neighborhood as I took photos to document the area. You begged me to take your photo. But I kept telling you I would need your parents' permission. And then you said, that is not fair. Since, I forget exactly, what was it?
I said I had no father, and my mother would not care. I think she might want someone to take me off her hands.
She might want someone to take me off her hands. I do remember. It was the saddest thing I ever heard. And what made it so sad was that you said it so matter of fact.
I was being honest.
You was always direct and honest. But on this day, I didn't know how serious you were. I did not know you or know anything about your life or your mother. It was not until later I could understand what you had to deal with.
I was just a scruffy 9-year-old, just following you all over the neighborhood. But you did promise me that if I ever needed anything.
But I did promise you I would help you with anything, just as long as your mother did not mind. And then you looked away, like you were alone and lost. And I took your photo.
I would have let you take 1,000 photos. It was the first time anyone had ever paid so much attention to me. I didn't want the day to end. Oh, I didn't want to go home. After that day with you, I knew there would never be anything for me at home.
And then came that night. A dark night of pouring rain and a knocking at our door. When Beth went to open the door, I remember her saying she expected it would be you standing there.
I remember Mrs. Langston did not seem to be surprised to see me. She just said, come in out of the rain and get warm by the furnace. Oh, I was shivering, but it was not from the rain.
I missed it horrible for you to see your mother laying lifeless on the floor.
I tried to shake her to wake her, but she was not sleeping.
And then the ambulance came and the police. I was surprised the police allowed us to keep you that night.
I guess you made their work a little easier. Less paperwork.
Yeah, that was the night that changed everything for us all. Beth and my lives became full lives when you entered our family.
Mine too. I often wondered, what would I have become if I had not run to your house that night? I wondered if my life would ended more like Jack's.
Then came Jack.
Then came Jack. It's impossible to imagine how such brief encounter could change so many lives in one devastated manner. Jack Dunlap was the storm that came up suddenly and leave a path of desolate isolation. You are looking better. How long has it been? All clean? Almost 2 years?
No! Get out of here!
Now, what kind of greeting is that?
Same nightmare. Every damn night.
Oh, the old demons are coming back to torture you.
It's more fucking torturous than eating a goddamn fix. It's always you. You keep coming back. Every day I think I'm gonna get past you. And then the night comes and the nightmares. When will you let me go?
It's not me. It's you.
Get out of my head! Sometimes I think I was better off being high all the time. Being in the real day got too many memories.
Memories? At least you have memories. What do I have?
I didn't used to have to think. Now that's all I've got, and it all just keeps going around. Stuff I don't want to think keep flooding my brain.
It's your past catching up to you. Now you have to deal with all those feelings coming to surface. It's part of becoming human.
It's time this all ended. I need to move on. I've got to move on.
To move on, you must follow the steps. You need to write to Amstead.
I've tried to finish writing this so many times, but I ain't even sure if I have a right to ask him for anything.
You are the only one who can ask him. It has to come from you. It will be for him as well as for you.
Just pen and paper. Another step. That's all I can do.
Once it's all out of your hands, it will all be in his hands.
It's done.
Not quite.
What could he possibly have to write down for me?
Maybe you should open it.
How could he put words together on paper, fold the paper, insert it into an envelope, address the envelope, put a stamp on it, and actually mail it to me?
Maybe you should open it. Don't, please, open it. Read it.
To Mr. Amstead Langston. I know this letter gonna be hard to read, almost as hard for me to write, but it's something I gotta do if I want my life to change. Now I know you ain't gonna care about my life, I get it, but this is something I need to do. I want to write more, but don't want to waste your time if you ain't gonna read more. So I figure I'll leave it like this. You write to me if this is okay with you, then I write more. Jack Dunlap.
Not bad. What are you going to do?
Write to him? He wants me to write to him after what he did to you?
Well, if you are going to put it on me, then I say write back.
I would rather personally deliver a letter to the devil.
You wouldn't be able to handle the heat. Just write him and let the couriers take the heat.
What could I possibly have to say to him?
Say what you want and let him decide what to do with it.
You know, if he wants to hear from me, then he's gonna hear it all.
You will never know unless you open it.
To Jack Dunlap, I begin this letter with hatred and anger. What could you possibly want from me? I did not think that you deserve a letter, but now I think that I deserve this. I have nothing but hatred and anger. There's nothing but hatred and anger in this letter. If you're looking for salvation, there's nothing more I can do. Amstead Langston.
He's right. What more could I write? How could I expect any more?
Typical Jack Dunlap. Giving up even before you get started. Don't be such a coward. Take responsibility of your actions. How do you expect to fight those demons if you don't start fighting?
Dear Mr. Langston,
I understand you not wanting to read nothing, all right? And I don't expect to change the past. I want to change the future. I want to change who I am. Now, I know you ain't gonna care about my life. I get it. But this is something I need to do. I'm supposed to reach out to people like you and say I'm sorry and make amends. I don't know how I could possibly make amends to you, but I know I have to ask. I want you to know that I'm not the same person I was. In these 2 years since we last saw each other, I've been clean. I'm thinking different and seeing things different. I know you got no reason to write back. I just hope you do. Jack Dunlap.
Amends? He must be more insane than he was 2 years ago. How could he possibly make amends?
That's a good question. You should write that on a letter.
He destroyed this family. Doesn't he understand how much he has done? How can he not know how much pain he has inflicted?
Get it out. Get it all out. You need it. Maybe even more for him. Remind him of what he has done and make him face up to it.
To Jack Dunlap.
What do you expect from me? Do you know what you have done to this family? There is no amends for what you have done. There is none at all for what you have done. If you are looking for salvation, you will not find it in my writing. Yeah, I'm afraid to write more. This is all I have. Anston Langston.
At least you wrote back.
Is that it?
I guess I couldn't expect much more.
Then you will never found peace. What are you gonna do?
You should know who I am now. That I'm not the same.
How will he know that?
Dear Mr. Langston,
I want you to know that I'm not the same person I was. I'm trying hard to change. If I could give you my life so that I could take back everything that happened, I would. I wish I could do that for you. There are things here that I could use to end what little life I have left. Now, if that would give you some comfort, I will do it. If your world would be better by me not being in it, I will give you my life. Respectfully, Jack.
I see you got another letter.
It's Jack Dunlap.
I hope what you say is true. However, if true, I cannot accept your offer of giving up your life. All life is very precious. Mercy would not want me to seek vengeance.
Nothing good's come from vengeance. He taught me that. He said he learned that from the marches of Dr. King.
I was a freedom marcher, and I saw what anger can do. Vengeance doesn't end. It just reproduces itself. I hope you find a way to make a change. I always found that gardening was a way to find peace. It always gave me some comfort and hope. If you nurture a garden, you will reap the bounty of what you have tended. Sincerely, Amstead.
He's trying to help you. I know he would.
Dear Hempstead, I noticed you ended your last letter with your first name. I hope it's okay for me to address this one the same. I'm gonna take your advice. You know, there's an old garden here, it's in need of tending. I think I'll try to bring it back to life. If you have some pointers, I'd be grateful. Yeah, that is, if you feel right about how helping me. If not, though, I understand. Gratefully, Jack.
Jack, I am no expert gardener, but whatever I know, I will share. For one thing, it's good to grow tomatoes near beans, any kind of bean. Even sweet peas will do. They lock nitrogen in the soil, which the tomatoes need. I'm not sure what the beans get out of it, but the sweet peas is always something to look forward to when they bloom. Let me know how the tomatoes turn out. The ones you grow are always the sweetest. Amstead.
Dear Amstead, thank you for your advice. I realize, though, I never asked about you. How's everything with you? How's Mrs. Langston? Yeah, I don't want to pry, and you don't have to give me your personal info. I just didn't want to be selfish. Respectfully, Jack.
Well, we are getting by. Time does not heal all wounds. But as time goes by, the pain is less. Thank you for asking about Mrs. Langston. She has found solace in our church. I am grateful that she has begun to attend once more. Church gives me some comfort, but it's the garden that gives me the most hope. You should have some ripe tomatoes by now. Have you had any yet? You will soon learn that the effort that you put into the garden will make a measurable difference in the quality of vegetable you get out of it.
Dear Amstead, the tomatoes are almost there and I cannot wait. It's the first time in my life that I'm taking care of something besides myself. I suppose gardening's a lot like raising youngins. You know, lots of kids in my neighborhood never got the good tending. Guess you could say we needed more good gardeners more than parents. Well, I wonder if I would have grown different, if things had been different. Guess I'll never know. I suppose no matter what, I would have always ended up here. It was always gonna be me. Nothing more, nothing less. Jack.
We both know that is not true.
Well, we are who we are no matter what.
You know that is not true. Jack and I came from the same place, but my life was different. You and Beth made the difference. Had you known Jack, you would have made the difference. You nurtured me and cared for me.
I like to think that we made a difference, even for a short time. I hope we changed your life.
You know you did. My life may not have gone as it was planned, but what I had with you and Beth made me a better person. If Jack had that same love and care that you showered on me, he would have been a different person.
Jack, we are all products of our past. What we live and experience will form our future. Well, we have to realize that at some point, we have to take control of our past with the effort of not letting it shape our life. I hope and I believe that you are reaching that turning point. I don't know much about your life except that you did come from the same neighborhood as Merci. And I wonder sometimes about Mercy's life had she not come into mine and Beth's life. Not to say that we were perfect parents, but I like to think that we made a difference. You know, I like to think that your life would have gone down a different path had you had more support. You know, I hope you are working hard on making that change. The first steps would be to let go of the past and focus on the future. You are in control now. The future is what you make. You know, each letter I write, I am beginning to let go of the past. You should also.
This is encouraging. Make him understand. Let him know what made you that person you once were.
Dear Amstead, if I can give you anything, I want it to be the proof that you made a difference in Mercy's life. You should already know this, but if you have any doubts, I offer you my life as proof. I would like to forget my life, but I can't. I have to remember that my past made me who I was. I want you to know who I was and who I ain't no more. It won't change anything, but it might help you understand. I can't ever remember anything of joy or being happy. The only memory I have of my father was him throwing my mother up against the wall and leaving. I never saw him again after that. My mother and me moved around. She'd get with some new guy, some new drug, until he'd run out of drugs, or died, or found someone younger. Then I became her whipping boy whenever nothing turned out the way she wanted. Then when I got older, she started selling me to get her fix. I was given whatever would knock me out so that I wouldn't feel anything, so that I wouldn't know what was going on. Got so that I couldn't see, so that I couldn't feel. I didn't want to be in the world anymore. Then, when my mom had her overdose, I started stealing and selling whatever I could do to make my own fixes.
I wish I could change things, but I can't. I'm sorry, Jack.
Is that enough? Is it?
Why?
That's a question he can answer, and only a question you can ask.
I know it must have been difficult to put down those memories. It did give me an understanding of your circumstances. I sometimes wonder if Mercy's life would have turned out similarly if she not had come into mine and Beth's life. But it did not tell me why. You know, why? After you took what you taken, why did you have to take her life? You know, that was the one question that was not asked at the trial. The one question I needed answered. I deserve that much from you.
Tell me why Mercy had to die, Amstead.
You know he would eventually ask that question.
Why? Why ask why? It's obvious. I broke in, she came home, she saw me, I killed her. Why the hell ask why?
It wasn't that simple. Don't you remember Jack Dunlap? You were there 3 times in one night. Not the first or the second time. He wants to know why. You need to answer it. Why did I die?
What difference would it make? It ain't gonna change anything. It ain't gonna make any damn bit of difference to nobody.
He needs to understand. He needs a reason. You need it. You need to release where you're hiding it from. You need to chase those demons so they can go for good. So I can go for good. I guess I need it also. Do it for me. Release me. You owe me at least that.
Amstead. I don't think this will help much, but I'm guessing I need to get it out. The man that met Merci was not me. It was the old me. The one who didn't care about anyone or anything. I needed to get fixed. I needed money. The only way I could think of to get money was to steal. That night at Mercy's was all an accident. It weren't planned. I didn't target the house. I didn't even know what was inside. The window was open. It was just left open. It was easy. No one was home. I wanted to get in and grab whatever I could sell and get out. I wish I had been quicker, but I wasn't. Then she came home. When she came in, I knocked her down.
I didn't even get a chance to react. I couldn't see anything. When I fell down, I lost my glasses. Everything was a blur.
Her glasses fell off. I could tell she was having trouble seeing. I knew she couldn't see me real good. I grabbed her by the arm and shoved her in her kitchen chair. I told her, I just want the stereo. I was gonna leave with it, and she just needed to sit tight and not make a sound.
I was so scared to move. I just wish you would leave.
She nodded yes. After tying her down, I grabbed up the stereo and I left. That was it. That was all.
That was all? You know there was more. Tell it all.
It should have been all. I got my fix, but it wore off quick. I needed more. I went back again. There weren't any cops. The window was still open. She was still sitting there tied to the chair.
I tried to free myself. I couldn't. I tried to yell, but the gag muffled my voice. No one could have heard me. I never knew you would have come back.
I told her I needed more. She said all she had was what I could see and some money and jewelry in the bedroom. I took it all. When I got back to the kitchen, she said she'd feel better if I used the money for food.
I tried to help you, but that just made you more angry.
I started yelling. I'm not sure why. She was offering me something, I got upset. She even told me there was cold chicken in the fridge. I took it. I still can't believe she was feeding the man who was taking everything from her. She just sat there not saying anything, just listening to me eat. Something was still making me upset though. I grabbed up the portable TV and I left. I'd scored that night. I'd had enough. I was feeling good.
Good for you, but you are not done. You need to tell it all. That was the second time. What about the third trip? Tell him everything. He needs to forgive you. He needs to know what to forgive you for.
But it weren't enough. I went back a third time. Still no cops. Still an open window. And still she was sitting there tied to her kitchen chair. When I got in and saw her there almost sleeping in the chair, I knew I needed something else. I knew I needed to take something else from her.
You can stop now. You have to face it. Tell it all.
The details don't matter. It ain't gonna change anything.
It won't change the past, but it will make a difference.
There are things I never want to speak on. Things that I would rather forget. But I'm thinking for us. For us, we need to get past these things. How you have reached out to me when I never thought you would. And I need for you to know what I did before we can go on with whatever this thing is here that we're doing. When I got in there the third time and saw her there sleeping in that chair, I knew what I wanted was her. I untied her and she woke up. I started pulling her towards the bedroom. I think she realized what was going on because she started struggling for the first time.
It was my first time being scared. You were so close to me then. I could see the anger in your eyes. I tried to persuade you so you could stop, so you could change your mind.
She asked me to stop. She said I didn't need to do this. She said she wouldn't report what I had done, but that I had to stop. That up until this point, I had not hurt anyone. She was trying to give me a way out. She was trying to help me.
I knew it was coming. Like knowing death is near.
It just made me angry. A black girl trying to help me. A white man don't need no black girl's help.
All you had to do was leave. That was all you had to do.
I threw her on the bed.
And I beg you not to do it.
I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to take everything from her. The anger overcame me. I ripped her clothes off. I stood over her as I unzipped my pants. I felt no desire for her. Only hatred. Hatred for my mother and the men she sold me to. Hatred for the life I had gotten. And here was this little black girl who thought she could take it all away from me. I hated that she had a better life than me. I wanted to take it all away from her.
Even then, I pleaded. Even then, you could have walked away. Even then, I even tried to help you.
She told me she was a social worker and could help me turn my life around. I slapped her. I could see the fear and the tears. She was starting to cry. I told her to shut up and I struck her again. I felt the anger filling up inside me. I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to take everything from her. So I ripped her clothes off. I stood over her as I unzipped my pants. I wanted her to feel all the anger I had felt in my life. I jumped upon her and forced myself into her. I wanted it to hurt. I wanted her to feel all the pain I had gotten in my life.
I felt it all. All those years in one moment.
A lifetime of pain and hatred. It was a lifetime of anger in one moment.
It was a lifetime of anger forcing into me. There was no more room for anything else. But you were not done yet, Jack Dunlap. You weren't done then, and you are not done now. Finish it! Finish it once and for all! Tell my father how you took everything away from me!
When it was done, I stood next to her. She was whimpering. I told her to keep quiet. She pulled the covers up around her and nodded her head. She said she wouldn't say anything.
I said, please leave.
She asked me to leave. I ripped the covers from off of her. I said, you think you're still in charge here? You think you can still tell me what to do?
I didn't tell you. I asked you. You could have walked away and I could have lived with everything.
I jumped upon her and I grabbed her with both my hands around her throat. She struggled, but she wasn't strong enough.
Mercy, mercy.
I saw the panic in her eyes fade to nothing. Even when I knew it was done, I still held on. I stood there looking down on her. I could feel that every muscle in my body was rigid.
And I was still not enough.
But it wasn't enough.
When you stood over me, what were you looking at?
I stood there looking down on her. But all I saw was my mother lying limp in her bed. I thought of all the times I had seen her like that, and all the times I wanted to pay her back for what she had done to me.
So, everything you wanted to do to her, you never got the chance to do it, so you used me?
I rolled her over and forced myself into her.
Mercy. Poor Mercy.
I wanted it to hurt. Even if I knew she couldn't feel anything, I still wanted to hurt her. When it was done, there weren't no pleasure in it, only anger. And it didn't make the anger go away. I took everything from her, and still I had nothing.
And still, I was nothing to you.
She was still. I rolled her over and her eyes were still open. And even then, I saw the pity in them. I felt the rage rising up in me. I grabbed her hands, but I felt the warmness leaving her body. I folded her arms down and I covered her with the sheets.
This was the moment you was almost a human.
I stood there longer than I should have, but I couldn't move. After some time, I got up and left. I didn't take anything out with me. I'd taken all I could.
It wasn't him. It's not him now. Even then, it wasn't him. He was what life made him.
All she wanted was to help you. She did not deserve this. No one should die like this. All she wanted was to help.
But I could not help him. I was a piece of object. It wasn't me he wanted to kill.
What is left? He took away my whole life. This is insane. I mean, how could I have possibly had this engage in this exchange of words with such a person?
Because of the person you are. Because of the marches you made. Because of the person one person you rescued when I was needed. Now there is another.
How much more can I do? I lost everything. The price is too painful.
What is the price of mercy? What is the value of forgiveness if it's giving too easily? What I had and what I became was because of all you gave me. Had you known Jack then, you would have changed his life also. But there is time. With your guidance, he can be a better person.
I'm just an old man who's lost everything. I have nothing more to give, especially nothing to someone who took everything from me.
He took one life. Don't let him take another. You have Beth, and she needs your hold. From the words I've read, you've seen the potential of change, the potential of forgiveness. You must go on.
If not, I will completely disappear. Don't bury me in pain and anger. Give my life and death a meaning.
Jack, I am a father without children. And all I have is memories. But it's because of those memories that I continue to write to you. I don't want the memories of Mercy to wither away. But I know if I hold on to the grief and anger, her memories will be tainted. I want to honor Mercy. Keep her alive as she always were. But I will no longer consider her death. When I look at her photo, she would not want me to seek vengeance and waste away in anger. She would want me to live as I always did, strive as I always do. A father can't escape what he has taught his children. If I become unfaithful to my words now, then where's this left? I cannot ignore them now. By ignoring everything I told Mercy that I was, I have created this self-imposed prison built on choices formed by bitterness. By holding on to anger and resentment with both fists, I have allowed you to control my life. By not being able to forgive, I have lost part of my life. It is as though I have taken poison with the hope that it would kill you. But all I was doing was killing Mercy. The only way I could save Mercy is to offer forgiveness.
In the hope that it'll give you the courage to face your past and forgive yourself. I want you to help me honor the memory of Mercy and keep her alive. I hope you can forgive yourself for what you've done. For in the memory of Mercy, I have forgiven you. With all sincerity, Merci Langston. I wanted these words, but I never expected them. How could a father do this?
A father who believes in what he teaches is only a father he can be. What will you do with it?
I don't know what I can do with what's left of my life. But I do know there's no place left in it for anger. There is nothing in my past that I can't forgive. I found peace in that.
You should let Amstead know that on your next letter.
I will let him know just how much he's done for me. Tomorrow. Now, I want to rest. For the first time in a long time, I think I can rest.
How strange. It seems brighter. As though there's a light inside of it. How bright you are.